perfume here. I have not been wearing perfume lately. I have actually been using kind of my essential oils sort of as a fragrance. Not sort of, they smell really good. They also have some other beneficial purposes. But I have these, and then I also have these 2 cups of these little sample kind of things. And I used to wear perfume every day, and I just haven't been. And so I either need to throw these out or use them. So what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to try today. What is it? It is upside down. It is called, it's Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue is what it's called. So because I've had some of these a long time, they might be bad. Some of them might just smell not so great anymore. So I'm just going to start going through these, and if they smell good, I'm going to put them in a separate place. If they smell like winter shades, if they smell like winter scents, I'm going to put them in one container and summer scents in another, and use the ones that are still good. And then these, I tested, this is Laugh With Me Lily by Benefit. This one, I tested that out. It's good. I still love the smell. This one is a Juicy Couture. Is it just called Juicy Couture? Oh, no, this one is Viva La Juicy. It kind of has a berry scent to it. So does this one, I Am Juicy Couture, that has kind of a berry scent too, but different than this one. And then this one is really nice. You can see I have used a lot of this one. This is a Marc Jacobs Daisy, smells really nice. And then these other ones that I have used in the past and clearly liked them enough to keep them, but I haven't been using them. So that's going to be my goal for the next little while, is try to get through some of these. And I just now tried this Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue scent, and it's really nice. So the perfume is still good, and it smells like a summer scent. It's very nice. So it's called, well, it'd be nice if you could actually see it on this camera, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. That is called Light Blue. Hey, you guys, I'm in my husband's truck again, and it's so hard to get his camera holder to, like, it's kind of slanted right now. Anyway, I'm heading to the grocery store. We actually, for the next 11 days, are going to have our friend's 13-year-old daughter staying with us. They are going to Hawaii to celebrate their 10th anniversary, and hold on. Anyway, so they're going to celebrate their anniversary and asked if she could stay with us, so that will be interesting. Now we'll have experience with a teenager living with us, and we had a baby last year. So she's coming this afternoon. I'm just picking up groceries and some things she likes, and she's going to experience eating plant-based dinners anyway. She's in school 4 days a week, so I'll be taking her over there, and yeah, should be kind of fun. She's a nice girl. Oh, I was gonna ask you guys, any of you who have gone through breast cancer treatment, because I know that there are quite a few of you who have mentioned that to me over the years. My friend went through chemo last year for breast cancer. Her last treatment was just as the pandemic was starting. And she has been really having a hard time with the anti-estrogen drugs that she has to take. And she's supposed to take them for 5 years. And so it's just really, really a hard time. She said she cries all the time, and that her joints hurt, and that she feels like she's 80 years old. And so she actually made a decision last week to stop taking them. She was just like, you know what? I felt better going through chemo than I feel on these drugs, and she just doesn't feel like herself. Sorry. So I wonder what experiences any of you who had that kind of cancer, like an estrogen-fed cancer, if you know what your experience was going through that, if you made a decision to take them the drugs after or not. She has an appointment with her doctor next week. She talked to a nurse about it, but she just was like, I just can't do it. I'd rather not live as long than have to live feeling like this. So I don't know. I don't know does it get easier? I know for me that when I hit menopause and I stopped having as much estrogen in my body, that I felt miserable until I'm going to do a video about menopause and how I actually made a decision to take hormone replacement therapy or do hormone replacement therapy. And just having more estrogen in my body made such a huge difference. But I don't have a risk for cancer. It doesn't mean I can't get it, but I don't have a history. And so I just thought if I could get some feedback from you guys, that would be helpful. If I could pass along some information to her, or maybe if you did take the anti-estrogen drugs and maybe there was something that helped you to feel normal while you were doing it. Yeah. So, because that was really hard. I was having lunch with her and my other friend, and then our other friend had to leave early, and so we were just talking. I said, so how you doing? And she's got her hair back, and she's out in the world. She's been vaccinated twice, and so she's just feeling good because she really had to hide herself away in the last year, because for a while she had like zero immune system because of chemo and the after effects of that. So anyway, I said, so how you doing? And she's like, not good. And she just started getting all teary. She'd been putting on a good face for the previous hour, and she's just not doing well. So yesterday actually, she sent me a text and she said, I don't feel like myself yet, but she said, I woke up this morning and I felt like I had a big weight lifted off of me. And she's been off of that drug for probably now she's been off for maybe 5 or 6 days. Okay. So yeah, I'd love it if you guys would either comment in the space below, or if that's too public of a venue for you to talk about it, you can just send me an email at BusyBeingJen@gmail.com. That would be wonderful. So I told you guys that I went over to meet that baby that I'm going to start babysitting on Fridays. She is just a little peanut. She's really cute. We gave a lot of Diana stuff to her. So when her mom was showing me, like, here's where her clothes are, and she opened the drawer, I just had like total flashback Diana, because there were all of the clothes that Diana wore when she was a little tiny thing. And so yeah, it's going to be interesting. This baby is not on a schedule. Not like I had Diana on a schedule. Just sort of like, well, whenever she seems tired, whenever she seems, so I'm gonna put her on a schedule for the day I'm gonna be with her every week. But we'll see how that goes. The one thing that was concerning, though, was that they have 2 dogs, and one of them, she had them in a bedroom with the baby gate closed when I got there. And then one of the dogs she let out, and she was like, he's really sweet. And she said the other one is a rescue that they've had for a little over a year. She looked really sweet. She's a yellow lab, but she apparently was abused and doesn't like new people. And I was thinking, oh no, I've got to be in a house with a dog that I have to ignore. She said, when we're going to introduce her to you, but you just need to ignore her. And if she seems like she's kind of rubbing on you, then you can sort of hold your hand out and let her smell it, but don't reach out for her. And I thought, oh crap, this is not good. I'm going to be in a house with a dog that could attack me. So anyway, I was there for about an hour and a half, and toward the end, about the last 15 or 20 minutes, she let the dog out. And she called her husband in. She waited for her husband to get home and then made sure he was in the house when they let her out. So I was just like, okay. And I have to act like I'm not anxious because dogs feel that energy from people. And it turned out so great. I did ignore her. I didn't even look at her when they first let her out. And she came over, sniffed me for about 2 seconds, and then left. And then she just kind of ignored me. And then after about 15 minutes, she came over to me. And I was kind of standing there. I kind of put my hands up like this. So she came over to me. And then as soon as I slowly dropped my hands down, she left. And then she came back and she kind of rubbed her head on my leg. And I said, should I hold the back of my hand out? And she said, yeah, go ahead and do that. And that was fine. And next thing you know, this dog was like rubbing all over me. I finally went down and sat in a chair and she's like laying on me. And oh my gosh, I was so relieved. And apparently the dog is amazing with the baby, really protective. So I'm going to have to be careful each time. But I'm going to be there like 9 hours every day. So it should end up being fine. But boy, I was so nervous, and dogs don't make me nervous, but even though you think you're really great with dogs, if there's a dog that's been abused and has issues, you just have to be careful and do what their owners say. And so I just can't even tell you how relieved I was that she ended up loving me. I know that it'll be a totally different ballgame on Friday. I'm going to have to start all over, act like it's our first time meeting, and then throughout the day, as I'm dealing with the baby, just watch her and make sure that she's fine with my interacting with the baby, because that could just be a disaster. And then I suppose if I get a weird feeling from her, I'll just put her back in the bedroom and, have her stay there. But man, I was just so happy that she warmed up to me. And so I think it's going to work out great. So look at this. My husband was out here putting soaker hoses in one of my garden beds. I didn't even know he was doing it. So, and it's snowing. I don't know if you can see any of it falling, but here I am with tomatoes happily growing in pots inside and getting ready for putting them out in the garden on May 1st. Of course, they will be in walls of water to protect them, but it's snowing. It's April 16th. Oh, well, I just had a total mom experience. We have our friend's 13-year-old with us, and I dropped her off at school today. I've never had to do that in my life, drop a kid off at school. I often was going to school to be the teacher, but so anyway, I had the whole experience of getting the kid up after, she'd hit her snooze button numerous times, and even last night when she was playing video games, and I was like, okay, it's time for you to stop. You're at your time limit that your mom set, and then coming back and saying, all right, you're being disrespectful. So anyway, she's a super nice kid, but so I dropped her off, and then she's supposed to text me. She's going to hang out at a park with some friends after school, and her mom said she often will do that. So she's going to text me this afternoon, and then I'm going to come pick her up. So that the first day she slept, on Saturday she slept really late, and on Sunday she slept really late. In fact, she hadn't even gotten up by the time we'd been up, taken a shower, went to rehearsal at church, played at church, came home, and she was still asleep. But then she was just wanting to be on her phone the whole time, just texting and Snapchatting and whatever else. And so finally I considered it a win that I got her into doing polymer clay, and so she was doing that. And then I've also gotten her into a TV show that is rated TV 14. It's called iZombie. Have you guys ever heard of that? John and I watched all 5 seasons. It actually it's a funny zombie show, and if I tried to explain it, I would just fail miserably. But it's definitely like a millennial kind of a thing, and it's pretty hilarious. And it's not the zombies walking around. But you just catch an episode on Netflix. Watch the initial one, and it gets funnier and funnier as the season goes. Okay, guys, I have to tell you about my morning. I just dropped Shayla off at school. And it's been interesting having a teenager at the house. She's a really good kid. It's actually been super easy. But so she came to us on Friday afternoon. So today's Wednesday. So there's been 3 days so far that I've taken her to school. And she likes to leave for school at 8 o'clock so that school starts at 8:45. And so she likes to leave at 8 o'clock, which means she gets there around 8:15 or so she can hang out with her friends before class starts. Well, anyway, so I asked her, well, what time do you get up? And she said, well, I want to get up by 7:30 at the latest. And she said, I set my alarm, but sometimes I hit the snooze. So Monday and Tuesday, when it was 7:30 or 7:35 and she still wasn't up, I knocked on her door and said it's after 7:30. And then she got up and got ready and everything, and then we left each time she said at 8 o'clock, she was like, I'm ready to go now. And so she really wants to get there early. And so I realized that, she's getting there like a good half hour early. And so that is like something that's currency for her, right? She values hanging out with her friends before school starts. So this morning I thought, you know what? She's 14 years old. She can get her own butt out of bed. And I had told her even on Tuesday, I said, why don't you set the alarm on your phone, but set your phone on the other side of the room. And that way when it goes off, you have to get out of bed to turn off your alarm. And I think she falls asleep with the phone in her hand, so which that would make me crazy as a parent. I would tell you that. Anyway, so today I didn't wake her up. I thought, I'm gonna see how long, like how late she'll sleep. And I thought, if she's not up by 8 o'clock, I will get her up by 8 o'clock. And then, and then we'll, just because she has to be there by 8:45 and there's still plenty of time to get her to school. But she also probably wouldn't be able to do much with her makeup and stuff like that. So anyway, I just let her go. And it was probably about 10 minutes to 8 when she finally rolled out of her room and then got herself ready. And so we got her to school today with 8 minutes to spare before class starts. And so what I think is going to be interesting is tomorrow. Is she going to get herself up earlier tomorrow so she can have more than 8 minutes with her friends? I just thought, you have to find out what kids value and then kind of use that to get them to do what you want to do. But yeah, kind of interesting. I'm learning. But she has school tomorrow, Thursday. Friday they do online school, and then Monday I'll take her to school, and Tuesday her parents come home. So it's not like I have a really long time to worry about this. One of the things I've been wanting to do is purge my nail polish collection and get them all organized. This is where I keep all my nail polishes, and certain ones I just don't end up using, and I needed to go through this and decide whether I wasn't wearing them because I don't actually like the colors or they don't look good on me, or just if they're out of style. And then because I haven't used some of them, they may not be good anymore. So that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so this is it. These are the polishes I'm getting rid of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 polishes I'm getting rid of. They all seem to be actually in pretty, sorry, I'm trying to block that glare. They all seem to be in pretty good shape, so I'm going to give them to my friend's daughter, see if she wants any of them. They're just colors I don't I don't wear, so let me show you how I organized everything else. So right up here, I put dark colors, ones that I would wear in the fall, and over here, ones that would be more like holiday-ish, like around, no, actually this is all fall. And then over here is kind of sparkly holiday, kind of golds and silvers. And then down here is all summer, spring and summer stuff. And this right in here, these are top coats and nail treatments. So now that they're organized and I can see what I have better, then I can focus in on, you know, like now it's April. So now I can focus on using these and everything, you know, it's not going to get lost in the mix. So let me show you how I decided on getting rid of these. I'm going to lay these down. Okay, so I have always noticed that if I wear a polish that is green or blue, or a purple that's on the grayish side, or orange, like I don't mind gold, but if it's too peachy or too orange like these, and I'm always drawn to them in the fall, but every time I have any of those colors on my hand, green, blue, a purple that's kind of on the gray side, or something that's rust colored, I guess, or too orangey, or even too peachy, I just look at my hands and think, ooh. And so I took all of those, and they're really nice. They're like full, really good shape julep nail polishes. This is one we got in the Caribbean. It changes from pink to purple in sunlight. It's kind of cool, but I just never really have loved it. I think I got this in a FabFitFun box. It's kind of an orangey red. It's not a great color for me. And this white one here. A bunch of really cool ones that are like full. So anyway, that is quite a few that I'm getting rid of. And then the next thing I did is I went back through the ones I had left and opened up each one just to check to make sure that it hadn't gotten thick. And so and they hadn't, none of them had, they were all in really good condition. And so now I have a reasonable number. I started with 60 colors. 60 of them, not including these top coats and treatments. And the treatment ones, they've all been sent to me in something, because I don't recall ever buying a nail treatment. But the top coats I purchased myself. So I had 60 colors when I started, and now I have 43, which is still quite a lot, but at least it's a manageable amount. And I feel good about the fact that I have them divided up by season, and that way I can just kind of focus in and not just have all of them kind of get lost and think, oh wow, I didn't even know I had that one. So I think I'll put on some polish today. Here's handsome Chad. I let him outside for a little bit today. Actually, he didn't want to be out very long because it's kind of windy and chilly outside, but he's been inside for the last 2 days because a neighbor of mine sent me a text and said she saw a coyote out in the green belt, which is what that area back there behind the fence, that's what that's called. They saw a coyote out there at like 10 o'clock in the morning. That's usually when I let Chad out. And, you know, we've got those bars along the upper part of the fence, and they spin when the cat tries to jump, and it throws them back in the yard. Well, Mary has not left the yard since we put those up, but Chad is so huge he can actually jump over them. We've kept him inside for the last couple of days. And then I thought, well, hopefully that coyote didn't find anything interesting over here and left. And so, Chad looks all angry. Anyway, so I let him out this morning, and because the weather was kind of icky outside, he just was outside for about 15 minutes and then came back in. So, yay, because we don't want anything to happen to our handsome boy. Hey guys, so yesterday I was saying that I was going to be curious about whether Shayla was going to get herself up earlier for school today so that she could have more time. It's 7:45. She's still not up, so I thought I had some good currency there. Nah, I'm going to have to end up waking her up. So what do you do with a teenager? Seriously. But, I mean, honestly, she's been so easy. We hardly see her. She's allowed to play video games for 3 hours every day, and she comes home and goes in the room and kind of takes a nap, and then she comes out and has dinner with us. Or last night she said she wasn't hungry, so she started to play games, and then she came out a little later and said she was hungry, so I fixed her up something. And then she just goes back and plays video games. They're like group games, you know, so she's playing with friends. You can hear her talking and stuff. And then at 10 o'clock, she turns off the games and goes to bed. So I hardly see her at all. Anyway, it's Thursday. Tomorrow she has online school at home. And I don't have to babysit the baby tomorrow. The girl's mother, the baby's grandmother, is going to be in town, and so she's going to watch her tomorrow. So I'll do something with Shayla tomorrow, but basically we don't really see a whole lot of her. At least she's not into trouble, you know. So I was just getting ready to go get her up, and she got herself up. It was about 10 to 8. So maybe getting there late yesterday was enough incentive to get her out of bed by herself. So I only have to do this 2 more days with her, because tomorrow she has online school, then we have the weekend, then we have her on Monday, and then Tuesday I drop her off at school, and her parents will be home Tuesday midday, so they'll be picking her up from school. So Tuesday is the last day that I do it, but it seems like maybe the incentive of having some time with her friends before school worked. Okay, so every day that I drive Shayla to school, I've been meaning to mention this. There's a sign down the road. It's one of those portable electronic signs, you know, that'll tell you like that there's road work coming up or something like that. Anyway, it is a sign that has been flashing the same message every single day, 24 hours a day, and it says no parking on the shoulder for snow play. There is no snow on the ground. So I said the first day I saw it, I was like, well, I'm so glad they told me not to park on the shoulder of the road for snow play, because I would have been really tempted to get out and play in the snow that does not exist. So what a waste of electricity that is. 24/7. That message flashing, don't park. You can't play in the snow.